steps.
Okay, we're messing with the meat because I am taking the extra grease out of there. Even though we had a bowl full, we still have some more that I do not want with the meat. So now we're going to let this meat cool.
Alright, they skipped the part shutting it off, taking the lid off, doing the milk that you had to do, and then you said you were making yeast water.
Okay, here's the recipe for the dough. You have 1 cup of water. You cook it in the microwave for 25 seconds. Add your 1 package of yeast. Kind of mix that together a little bit. I have a cup of milk, 3/4 cup. And this is a 1/4 cup of butter. You drop that into there to cool it down.
So we can turn the heat off.
For 1 and 10 seconds, I had to do the butter and the milk.
So you microwave the milk for how long?
That's 110.
And then you're putting the butter in.
That's correct. 1/4.
And how long did you do the ground meat for? How long did you let it sit when we stopped the other video?
That has to sit and cool down.
Right, but when you did the other video, you put the lid on and you let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes in the kettle cooking.
Exactly.
You missed that part when you opened it, I think.
That way I made sure everything was together.
Okay.
Now,
now you have to sit and let that cool the whole time.
I have my 4 cups of flour.
Okay, 4 cups of flour.
I have 2 teaspoons of salt.
2 teaspoons of salt.
2 tablespoons of sugar.
Sugar, 2 tablespoons.
Kind of just stir it up like this so that it gets mixed in a little bit.
Don't drop the bowl. What's the other flour for?
For another batch, but we're not going to do that one.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking.
Okay, I have 1 egg whipped up.
That's 1 egg? Okay. Is that a jumbo egg?
Yep.
Okay.
We have our milk and butter.
There's milk and butter.
And we are doing our yeast. 1 package of yeast with 1/2 cup of warm water at 25 seconds.
You want to move that stuff and set it on the counter?
Nope, I'm good.
Alright, just checking.
I am mixing this dough. The dough does need to rise.
So you mix the
45 minutes.
So you mix the dough and let it rise 45 minutes with the cover on it? A tail?
Cover it with a sheet.
A tail or a
towel.
sheet? So 45 minutes the dough's got to rise.
Right. Now, I kind of mix it with a knife first, and then I mix it by hand.
How well does it have to be mixed?
Very good. To go into a dough that the flour and everything stays right in the pan, not on your fingers. Now, once this dough has risen, that's when you put your Hamburg filling in it, and you let it rise again.
But that's a whole different step. You're making it sound different than it is. You have to see that step. Because you have to break it down into little dough balls, right?
Right.
Before you put the Hamburg in.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, you're making it sound different.
So now, once this is risen, you make your dough balls.
What's that water, sir? It doesn't belong there.
Then,
Well, what are you doing now? I'm trying to record this.
these sandwiches, make as many. If you want to make big ones, you have to make more dough. If you want to make small ones, you can make at least 12 to 14 out of a batch.
And how much flour was that to start with?
This was 4 cups.
4 cups of flour.
And then you kind of mix it really good. And this is what it should do, is go into a dough ball and not stick to the pan or your hands.
And now what's this dough comparable to? Bread, pizza, neither?
No, a rolled dough because it calls for milk and eggs and butter.
So it's more like a rolled dough?
Right, it's not, bread you can make different, but this needs
Right.
a little bit more.
So it's a rolled dough. Okay.
So you should have a nice ball like this. Now this has to set.
And you're not making one big Hamburg sandwich.
No. Okay, you pat it down.
Pat it down, set
We're
it
going
there.
to cover it with a cloth. So that
Not your hairband.
it doesn't dry out. Keep it in a warm place.
Use a clean cloth.
That's a clean cloth to dry it. Now I set it in where my washer and dryer are because there's heat in that room.
Theoretically,
Okay.
yes, the heat in the room. Okay, anything else?
Yes. Once this is all done, your sandwiches have risen the second time after you fill them with the meat. It's a 400-degree oven, and watch them between 12 to 15 to 16 minutes. Otherwise, you'll be burning them.
Yeah, rather take them out early instead of burning them.
And then all you gotta do is eat them.
So this is video 2. Now, is there going to be a third video that shows the next step?
We can if they need to see how it's done.
Well, yeah, we got to
Okay.
do a third one. So thank you for stopping in. Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Gigi.
I'm a supervisor.
Thank you. Thank you for a like, a share, a subscribe, hitting the bell.
Supervisor.
The supervisor. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you, Louise.
I am looking at my God.
Louise's Hamburger Sandwiches. This is video 2 from video 1, and there'll be part 3 to show you more. And then, just in case you didn't see the other video, you break them into this. They make these little sandwiches, and we'll just go from there. Thanks for stopping in.